What is up, YouTube? It is Joker777, and this week we are talking about Oculus, a new horror film about evil mirrors. What is up, YouTube? It is Joker777, and I hope I didn't scare you too much with my little intro. But, as I mentioned in the intro, of course, this week we're talking about Oculus. I think I'm going to take this jacket off now because it's about 6 million degrees in this room. Oculus is a new horror film, and there's not really a whole bunch of A-list actors in this. Some of them come from TV shows, a lot of them, this may be their first film, but essentially about this brother and this sister who basically are keeping a vow to each other that they're going to destroy this evil mirror that basically haunted their entire family and basically, did some terrible things to their family. Just murder, just torture, just unbelievable things just happened when this mirror was in their house. Now, going into this movie, I'd heard a lot of stuff about this movie. I heard it was great, and because it's a horror film, I didn't exactly have high expectations because I'm used to horror films nowadays. They all follow the same cliches, but this movie actually very much surprised me. I had a great time with this film. I enjoyed this film so much. The one interesting thing about this movie is that there are some scary moments in it, but it is actually more of a thriller than it is, just a straight-up horror film, in which, for me, I really love thrillers. Anything that's thriller, if it's a TV show, if it's a book, if it's a movie, I love them. I can't get enough of them. I was on the edge of my seat for literally almost the entire film. And when a movie can do that, when it can put me in that sense of, like, what's going to happen next, that's when I really start to enjoy a movie. And this movie had me on the edge of my seat. Every single scene that happens after about the rough, after about a first, kind of rocky, 30 to 45 minutes of the film, but on the edge of your seat suspense, some scary moments in between for those of you who appreciate the horror film genre. All in all, this is a great movie. Another thing I was really impressed with was the chemistry between the brother and the sister. I can't quite remember their names, but they really had such great chemistry. They really worked well with each other, and I think that that was really what sold, the performances in this movie, was the fact that you see these brothers and sisters, and and the story's kind of told in parallel. It's kind of told between them in modern times and in the past events when everything was going down, whenever their family was being murdered by the evil forces in this mirror. This was a great telling, and what made it so unique was that storytelling of the parallel. You had them kind of basically interacting with their younger selves, because the whole thing about this mirror is it plays tricks on you, plays tricks on your mind, makes you see things that aren't there, maybe hides some things that are there it doesn't want you to see. This movie is very well done. I definitely like the storytelling style they did with it. It was definitely a creative jump, and I applaud the directors and the writers for doing that, and I also applaud the producers for thinking of that. It was very well done, and I enjoyed that aspect of the film very much. The one thing I will say about this film, it is kind of a slow burn kind of film. There's going to be build-up, and it's going to take a minute. There's like 30-45 minutes of build-up, and it's a very slow build-up. But once that 30 or 45 minutes kicks, once it's done, the horror and the suspense and the thrills kick in, and I promise you, the last hour and a half of this film are nothing but a thrill ride. It is absolutely awesome. You're on the edge of your seat, you're wondering what's going to happen next, and I enjoyed this film. I cannot stop saying that enough. This film is easily one of the best horror films I've seen, in recent years. Right up there with Sinister, right up there with The Conjuring and Insidious and all those other, modern day horror films that have actually exceeded the expectations versus just falling into the same old stupid trap that these other horror movies tend to fall into. Overall, I had a really fun time with this film. I really enjoyed it. It's definitely one of the best horror films I've seen. The acting was pretty dang good. The chemistry between the brother and the sister were great. The creative storytelling between the parallel stories, and of course the fact that it definitely kept you on the edge of your seat. I really enjoyed Oculus. There was a little bit of slow burn to get to the actual meat of the stuff, but I can well forgive that with the amazing, last hour 15 minutes of the film. This film was great. As a matter of fact, I'm going to give it an A-. I really enjoyed this film, and I'd actually highly recommend that you go see it. Now, if you're not a fan of the horror genre, if you kind of just gave up on horror films, this may be a skip for you, but for any other average moviegoer, I think you're going to enjoy this film very much. Thank you guys so very much for watching my review of Oculus, and as always in the comment section down below, let me know what you guys thought of the film. I would be more than happy to read your guys' opinions, and let me know how the review was. Did I scare you at all with my intro? I sure as heck hope so. Be sure to hit like, comment, and subscribe. I've got more content coming along the way, but once again, thank you guys so much for viewing the film, or excuse me, the review. Yes, this is a full-length feature film. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm Joker777, and I'll see you guys later.